So I'm sure you've all seen the movie High Fidelity with John Cusack, Joan Cusack's in it, Catherine Zeta-Jones. It's a great movie. This is my tribute to that movie. This is my top 5 most memorable and or painful breakups of all time. And let's get right into it. To protect the names of those involved, we're going to use initials. And number 5 goes to JP. I met him when I was 15 years old at the stables, and he was too old to be dating a 15-year-old, so that didn't work out then, but, you know, a few years later, we ended up getting back together, and we moved in together, and turns out he was just batshit crazy, and we fought all the time, to the point where one time I punched him in the face, and on another occasion, I may or may not have stabbed him in the ass with a fork. Finally, I reached my breaking point, and he went to work one morning, and I I packed up my cats. I just took the essentials, the cats. I had Frodo and O'Malley at the time, and my mom came and got me. I didn't have a car yet, and we're driving home, and O'Malley's not good in the car, and we get to my parents' house, and my sister opens the door, and she goes, "Hey, kiddo, how are you?" And all I could think to say is, "O'Malley shit in the car." So that was number 5. Number 4. Okay, number 4 goes to JH. Another one I met at the stables. At the time that we rode together, he was seeing a friend of mine, but, you know, a couple years later, we reconnected via Facebook, because that's what Facebook's for these days, right? Am I right? And so we started seeing each other, and I can honestly say he was just nothing but nice to me. He was always very good to me, and we had so much fun together. We learned the rules of a bar together, like what you can and cannot do in a bathroom, regardless of if there's a sign or not. We went to the city and rode mechanical bulls together. We had an awesome Halloween together. He always, you know, rocked the karaoke, and I was too shy, and I just stand in the background and be like, oh. But, yeah, I'm the asshole, and I broke up with him for really no reason, and then he moved across the country, and I still kind of blame myself. But, you know, everything happens for a reason, and, I mean, he seems happy over there, he's doing his thing, I'm happy over here, I'm doing my thing, and we still talk, we're friends, and what more can you ask for? Alright, number 3. Number 3, that goes to CW. Those of you who watch me, that was my co-star. We are no longer together. He was my best friend. We did so much ridiculous shit together. He would do anything for me. Like, we had the chicken nugget fight. He helped me sage a house that I was convinced was haunted because I'm a 5-year-old. Anytime one of my animals was sick, he would, you know, come to the vet with me. But we grew apart, and he was younger than me, so we're at different places in our life, I feel like, and we wanted different things out of life, and I feel like I was really only sticking around because so many people wanted me to be with him, but I can't just be with somebody because somebody else wants me to be with that person. Like, at the end of the day, I have to do what makes me happy, and it was a bad breakup. Oh, it was bad. There was some name calling, there's some ugly things said. If you're watching, I'm sorry. I only meant half of them, and I'm convinced that when enough time passes, we're going to be friends, because you can't have a chicken nugget fight with somebody and not be their friend, and you can't go to Dave & Buster's with somebody and play the Jurassic Park game until the end and not be friends after that. Like, it'll take a while, but you might see him in another video one day. Alright, we're getting down to it. The top 2. It was really, really hard to decide which one of these sucked more. But I've decided that slot number 2 goes to JC. No, not the big guy. It's an actual person. I met him at a country bar. It was the first time I'd ever been to a country bar. And he sent one of his friends over to be like, hey, you know, are you single? You know, my friend thinks you're cute, blah, blah, blah. And we ended up talking, and I was just like stunned. There were so many girls there that night, and like out of all the girls there, he was like, oh, you know, go talk to that one, whatever. So we're talking, and it was daylight savings, and we talked till it was 1 in the morning, twice. And then we started seeing each other, and things progressed like super duper slowly. He's a very guarded person. He had, you know, the big wall up, and I guess I'm naive for even putting him on this list, considering he never called me his girlfriend. He never really brought me around his friends. I always kind of felt like he was embarrassed to be seen with me or something. I don't know. Like I was never good enough for him, but I loved him more than I can tell you, and it still fucking stings. Stings. Yeah, it still stings. It's stinging. It fucking sucked. This was a bad one. This was not good, but I try to, you know, keep in touch with him. I say, you know, what's up every now and again via text message, and this is the best I can do. That one sucked. And last but certainly not least, because it's number one, JT. I met JT when I worked at CVS, and it has my bra strap been out this whole time. Isn't that classy? She's a lady. Anyhow. So I was working at CVS. He worked in the pharmacy. I worked in the front store. And he came in one day. He wasn't scheduled to work. He just kind of came in on his day off and just came walking right up to me and was like, hey, do you want to go to dinner sometime? And I was so taken aback by that because I had never had somebody just be so bold and just come right up to me and be like, hey, do you want to go to dinner? Like, I know we don't know each other, but what's up? And he was a really, really, really good boyfriend in the beginning. And then guess who fucked it up? Me! I cheated on him, but I did come clean. I told him about it, and he did stay with me, but his entire personality changed after that. He fucking hated me, and rightfully so. And the reason JT is number one is because when we broke up, I wound up in the loony bin. True story. I developed a crazy eating disorder. I dropped down to about 100 pounds, 99 pounds. I was falling out of my clothes. And it took a really long time to get back to being like this happy, peppy person that I am today. But that was a long time ago. And I guess to numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5, I'm going to give a direct quote from the movie and be like, if you really wanted to mess me up, you should have gotten to me years ago. Because that was when I was 18. And that is my top 5 most memorable, gut-wrenching, heartbreaking fucking breakups. Say break again, Shannon, break.